Hello everyone, welcome to this little learning session we have going on today. My name is Carrie, pharmacist and essential oil lover, and I wanted to come on here and just tell you a little bit more about the Tumeric Duo Cap. And this is something that I've been asked a good bit, and I wanted to kind of dig in more to why this is different and why you should really think about the turmeric that you're taking, and is it really beneficial, and is it really doing all that it could, let's say. So this really is not necessarily going to be a video just about the benefits of turmeric, because there are so many, and most of us already know turmeric is really beneficial for our health. I really want to go in deeper on why this Duo Cap there's nothing else like it, and it really increases the benefits that you can get by like a lot. So let's dig in a little bit. So obviously we know turmeric is widely known and it's been studied extensively. It's a very powerful antioxidant. It has a lot of anti-inflammatory benefits. It's really a spice. It's been used for thousands of years. People cook with it. You put it in, it's a powder and capsules. It's something that we pretty much know is really good for our health. But I wanted to kind of zoom in on two different components of turmeric root that are very beneficial to our health, and kind of why we really need this patented approach to putting them both together. So I'm going to talk about curcuminoids and tumerones. So I'm not going to get too in depth, but I want you to understand really how and why this is pretty exciting as far as turmeric goes and putting it in this Duo Cap. So curcuminoids. Curcumin is something that you might have heard of, but it's an active compound that's found in turmeric extract, and it's a very, very powerful antioxidant. And you're going to find, if you were to Google curcumin, you're going to find like thousands and thousands of studies on it alone. But the thing with curcumin, it comes from the root and the actual plant material, and they've done a lot of studies. It's called in vivo studies, which that's studies within the body, studies within humans. And it's shown that it's particularly difficult to reach the specific levels that you really need when it's ingested alone. And when it's put with when it's combined with other extracts, which it commonly is, a lot of times you're going to see this in like a tincture, or it could be in a powder form as well. But whenever they're combined with other extracts, they actually have some types of interactions that can cause toxicity. So that's one reason why you wouldn't just want to take those tinctures alone, and why a lot of times they don't reach the adequate levels in your blood to really do anything. And so despite all the benefits, like there's so many different benefits of the curcumin, it really needs a different delivery system to be able to work to the best of its ability, basically, is in a nutshell what you need to know about that. So let's go on to tumerones. So tumerones can only be found in the essential oil. So going back a little bit to the curcumin, those curcuminoid molecules can't necessarily be volatilized in steam distillation, which means that you shouldn't find any in the essential oil. You should only find the tumerones, because those are the only compounds that can be extracted during that steam distillation. So that's really what you're going to find the highest concentration of in the essential oil. So the most abundant part of that is AR tumerone, which has really been shown in a lot of different experiments and studies to support cellular, immune, and nervous system function. And it's also very protective to your neural pathways in your brain. So it's actually been studied a lot in like Alzheimer's and dementia and things like that, in ways that we can really not only reduce our inflammatory response in our brain, but also be very protective in the meantime as well. So what they've realized is that turmeric is like a powerhouse, but yet if you kind of have these two by themselves, they have different benefits, but how can you really put them together so that they can work even better? And so that's actually what they've been studying for probably 2 or 3 years before they released this Duo Cap last September. But when you put these two things together, they're actually 11 times more potent than if you were to just take the oil or just take a powdered version of turmeric. And so here's what this little Duo Cap looks like. It's a duo cap because there is the powdered plant material in the inside, and then the essential oils on the outside. And the delivery system was really big when you think about making sure that um, they weren't mixed when they were in the capsule. So there's actually a dual chamber capsule in here, so they stay separate. So that's really important. And they studied all this and really came up with this patented technology to make sure that it was the best delivery system that it could possibly be. And they found two significant things in research. That the turmeric I already mentioned was very protective to the the pathway, in your brain, and also with stress. So it helps with your stress response as well, which obviously we know stress increases our inflammatory response, and this helps with that as well. So it's not just protective, it actually helps the tissues work and function better. It also helps with cholesterol when you take it this way, and because it's increased in bioavailability so much more than if you were to take them separately. It's really great for cholesterol. It has a lot of cardiovascular benefits as well. It can help with circulation. It can help with heart function. It also protects against the mental illness, like I mentioned, because it's very protective to your brain and those tissues. And it really helps you, this capsule, in my opinion, really helps you get down to the root cause of whatever is going on, versus because it works so much better, and you need that increased effectiveness and that increased kind of power when you think about something like this, rather than, I know that we see some benefits from taking them both separate, the essential oil and also a powdered form, which that's probably what you're most likely seeing. And when you go in different places and pick up turmeric, you're either cooking with it or you're putting it, or you're finding it in capsules and taking it that way. There are going to be some benefits, but taking it this way increases the amount of support that you're getting so much more, that I really want to say don't waste your money, because you're just going to get so much more bang for your buck with the duo caps. But a few more things that it really helps with. It helps with blood pressure, and that was kind of an unexpected benefit that they saw in a lot of these studies, because it supports the circulatory system so much, and it makes sense. They're actually studying it right now in looking at insulin response in diabetic patients, which is going to be really big. And it makes sense how it helps the body and supports the body system so much more when it's taken in this form. So that's a little bit about the Tumeric Duo Caps. If you need more information on this or help purchasing some of these, of course I can help you. But I just wanted to kind of go through some of these different ways that they really are different than taking just a supplement that you can find off the shelf. And I want to encourage you to really do your research. There's so much that you can learn about turmeric and obviously about the duo caps as well. But, we hear these things about how turmeric is good and how other things might be good. But when we just go and pick up the first one that we find on the shelf and don't really do our research, a lot of the times we're wasting our money, and it's not going to maybe work in the way that that you want it to, or it might work just a little bit, but not as much as it could. And so that's why I feel like it's really important to think about quality and to really do your research for these things. So hopefully this helps you understand it a little bit more. I wanted to keep this as simple as I could and as concise. So let me know if you have any questions at all. I'm going to save this on my it'll be saved on my Facebook page, and it'll also be saved on my Instagram TV if you want to share it with anybody or come back to reference it. All right, guys, I'll see y'all later. Bye, everybody.